Guys, one day you are a powerful government official, and the next day you are touring a prison, you with your spouse. This is because the government want to remind you where corruption can lead. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of fighting corruption in China. Now, the corruption in China came about so many years back when China couldn't even afford food because of the fighting, because of the wars that was happening in then. Now, and the corruption was one of the major basic things that really contributed to this thing called hunger and lack of jobs during those times. Then the president, Jinping's government, decided just not to fight it on its own way, but introduce some difficult methods to help evict corruption in the country. Now, when you're visiting the jail and the prison to see the intimates and people who have been convicted of corruption, you just don't go alone. You are accompanied by your family. You're accompanied by your spouse, your children, and close family. This is just to tell you that and show you how corruption can devastate a family where you have been bringing and taking care of them. But a simple mistake called corruption just contributed to you losing your salary, to them seeing what suffering means while you were in government, and now you have been found to be corrupt. Ladies and gentlemen, in the prisons, you just don't see the normal inmates. Even your fellow former colleagues who were convicted are in the prison, and they tell you the ordeal of what they are going through in these difficult moments. So I'm here, I'm trying to figure it out if it was actually built in Kenya. Well, now let's say, for example, let's talk about the recent convicting of the former governor from Migori, I think so. But it was just a murder case. This is not corruption. So you get in the jail and find Obado in the jail thing, and you're telling like, wait, Obado, you're inside. So how's the form? How's the going inside here? I'm like, yo, what if we also implement this same method to our country to fight corruption? Because actually, it's not just about corruption; it's abuse of office, and sorry, and it's a way of fighting away the bribery that's happening in our government offices. Yeah, and man, I was reading this and I was mesmerized. I was feeling like I should just visit China one time. Man, let me tell you, the best thing to be done in Africa is we need to deal with our government officials the same way China is dealing with them, man. Because take for example our own country, Kenya, man. The amount of corruption happening in our country is so massive. Well, I cannot adjudicate for anything that's happening beyond me, but this is something so evident. All of us are seeing what's happening. Guys, we need to go the China way. We need to stay put. And besides that, the coming election is here, man. I saw High Court ruling out that the normal date for election should be on 5th of August 2026. Well, we know it will be next year. So can you try and imagine if this thing happened? Like, is it 15th, 5th, or 10th? It's a date in August. Already we're in August. The opposition is not already formed, man. The opposition is not organized. So tell me, when we decide to do this election this month, who is going to be the opposition leader or the united opposition? Who is going to stand as president to fight the one-time chronicle? And is the one-time chronicle going to defeat the united opposition to maintain its presidency? Well, I cannot say. That's up to you. Make sure you take your vote, have your voters card with you. Make sure you're having a place to vote. If it's in a rural village, travel early. Take your bookings early. My payment the best, man. We need to see. We need to fight for ourselves. We need to vote ourselves, man. Anyway, that was besides. Corruption in China is the best way and the best thing we can introduce in our country. How's your one? Well, this is your boy Jack Gen-Zii. As you all know, make sure you subscribe, like, and share for more studies and more updates. Because that's all I do, man. Anyway, see you to the next episode. And subscribe. Yeah, man. We'll be talking later. See you.